Did you ever think, with all your years on this earth, on this planet, that you'd be sitting here with a Toxic Avengers 4K TA in 4K collection? Um, I've had this for a couple weeks, kind of waited to do the review on it because I had to get the replacement disc because there were some problems. Which originally I just thought there was a problem with like disc 3. I think it was like not working so well in Xboxes. But when I did the replacement disc, I ended up getting like part 2, 3, and 4 replacement discs. So I'm like, well, did I miss something? I don't know. But here I have it in its nice little green, as it should be for the Toxic Avenger case. 4K disc, 4 Blu-rays, collectible Troma postcard, never before seen introduction by director Lloyd Kaufman, behind the scenes, retro trailers, traumatic features, and more. Before I say anything else, I want to say this is probably the first time that I think 3, especially 3, maybe 2 and 3, but definitely 3 has been uncut, 100% uncut. Um, if you remember on the old Blu-ray during like the start of, I think it was part 3, Lloyd mentioned this is not the director's cut. Well, hey, now it is. So we get everything like we want to get it in this wonderful box set, which Troma was always good at box sets. I always loved Troma's box sets. Case a little bit flimsy, not as thick, but helps Troma. At least the quality of the movies look good, which I will say 100% they look amazing. Probably better than anybody expected. Did hear that the fine folks at Vinegar Syndrome had something to do with the uh, the making of this. I thought that was a real autograph for a second. I tried to say, well, that's cool, but apparently it's not, I don't think. Nonetheless, there's Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Herz, and here they are now. Lloyd's still kicking, still making movies, and we love it, which special thanks to him who made sure I got these after waiting and waiting for a long time to get them and never getting them. Here we have the first movie, the one that started it all, TA in 4K here with the Toxic Avenger and the Blu-ray. Melvin's bullied by some jocks, then he, has a trick played on him by some hot girls. He falls out a window and he becomes mutated into the Toxic Avenger, where he goes and he seeks vengeance on these bullies. And that is basically the movie. Comedy, part 80s comedy slasher, part, part slasher in general, part teen comedy in general. Is my case is not shutting? What is going on here? Oh, there it is. Um, 4 out of 5 on this one. Definitely the best of the best, the first best of the best. And we get the blind girlfriend, which is, of course, why wouldn't he? Because he's hideous, but it leads for some comedic gold. Some, dog gets shot, all kinds of good stuff. But that's the first one. If you've never seen it, start with that, obviously. Then we move on to 2. And really, 2 and 3 kind of register together as the same to me because they're like one big movie that got cut in 2. Because why make money off just one movie when you can divide the movies up basically into 2 parts? And that gives us part 2, and it gives us the last temptation of Toxie part 3. No reversible covers on these, by the way, as I was checking a minute ago just to make sure. I'll double check, and yeah, same thing here. These look the best I've ever seen them look. They definitely weren't bad on Blu-ray before. I know they did a recall of like the old Blu-ray disc for part 2 before because it wasn't registered in like 1080p back in the day. But it's definitely in 4K now, and the Blu-ray still looks good too. If you still just want to have the set but watch it on that. These movies, a little bit of a wider margin. Like, you definitely feel that Toxic Crusaders vibe from this, even though it's very much R-rated. Toxie's still saving the day, but he's got like some villains that kind of match up a little better with him. You can see some of the screenshots on the back there. They kind of went all in on a lot of this. Over the top comedy, maybe even more comedy than before on the both of them. I'd give the edge probably the 2 over 3 if I had to pick, but that's probably like, in general, it's probably 2.5 on these. They're what they are. They're not my favorites by any means, but they get the job done if you're in your Toxic Avenger mood, and just watch them back to back and definitely get that Toxic Crusaders cartoon vibe out of them. The last one, Citizen Toxie, Toxic Avenger 4, probably my second favorite. I'd probably give it a 4 with that. It's kind of like right up there. James Gunn helped write this, maybe helped direct it. I know he helped write it, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm just pulling that information out of my my anal cavity somewhere. I feel like James Gunn had something to do with this. Trent Haga and James Gunn starring. It says starring, but I thought he had more to do with it. Maybe I'm thinking of Romeo and Juliet. Nonetheless, that whole gang is here, and we get Kabuki Man, and a better Kabuki Man in this than in the actual Kabuki Man movies. You get an evil Toxie, a good Toxie, evil Toxie, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of cameos, just out of everything, just throw it at the wall pretty much, and for more or less, it all sticks. It's all hilarious. So no or reversible cover, my bad. But still, the best Toxie since the first Toxie. So I would go 4 out of 5 for this one as well. If you just watched 1 and 4, you'd probably be okay. But 2 and 3 is still there. Like I said, these look good. There was a replacement program that you can contact MVD with about how to get yours if you didn't get yours. Of course, if you don't have a problem, there's no reason to do that. But I did, so I did, and I got the replacement. Very happy to own this. Very happy to see TA in 4K, as it says. Toxic Avenger, one of my favorites for years, even though I got kind of a late start watching it. Big fan of 1 and 4. 2 and 3 are fine, but definitely 1 and 4 is the bread and butter of this. But like to see 4K set maybe of Nukem High at some point. But besides that, good Troma goodness, and I can't wait to see more upgraded stuff that they come out with.